That's a good one for these waters, isn't it, Tofield?
It's about as sturdy. Now that is a nice Pickwick smallmouth.
But that's dinner.
O'Neill Outside with Travis Johnson is presented each week by Works Power Share. Share batteries, save money.
Hello again, everyone. I'm O'Neill Williams, and welcome to our program. A very special show today. David VanWinkle and his wife Vicki entered what was called the Rockwell fishing trip of a lifetime. And for 2 years in a row, we were delayed by bad weather, hurricanes. Really something. Today, we're at St. Simon's Island in the fulfillment of that contest for trout and redfish with Mark Noble. And I think you want to stay right there. You'll find out all about it, the place to stay, who to call, how to fish, and you may even enjoy it too on O'Neill Outside.
Live shrimp.
Boy, it didn't take long.
It's left-handed.
You must be lucky. What do you got on? Trout?
Because it's a left-handed reel, that's why.
Speckled trout. It takes a long time to get started fishing when you're fishing with Mark. What was that? 5 minutes?
Wasn't even 5 minutes.
That's right. Now I want to introduce to you David VanWinkle, and he is the awardee for the fishing trip of a lifetime, sponsored by Rockwell. How many times did you enter?
Oh, a bunch. A whole bunch.
He's from Cumming, Georgia, and he and his wife Vicki are here with us, and we're catching, well, it's the first cast.
That's the first cast, less than what, 5 minutes?
That's 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes.
We've tried to do this trip on 2 other different occasions.
2016.
That's right.
This is 3 years in the making.
That's right, and hurricanes ran us off every time. But we're getting started this morning. We're in a little place called Christmas Creek with Mark Noble and St. Simon's Fishing Charters, and we'll have lots to show you today. And you made it again. You are lucky.
We're here.
You win the contest and you catch a fish on the first cast.
That's a great feeling, isn't it?
You bet. We'll get you armed up again here.
Good girl. Right up here to this side with O'Neill.
You're natural also.
Oh, I'm up to the top. I can't go anymore.
I guess all I'm going to do today is just retrieve fish. Now, wait a minute. Come here. I want you to talk to me now. You and David go fishing together, do you?
Yes, sir. We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yeah, I'm very competitive.
I noticed that last night during our conversations, let me get you to take your glasses off if you can. Last night, when we went to dinner last night, you made it certain to me that you were going to go fishing.
Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah, indeed. And I can't hold on to them. I'm sorry, but you're off to a great start. Speckled trout.
Oh, it's a trout.
And how long did that take you?
Not even 5 minutes.
5 minutes at the most.
Pretty.
And we're going to talk to Mark about what makes these waters so perfect for redfish and for trout. And we'll get you rigged up again in a minute.
Perfect.
Let me put him away.
O'Neill Outside with Travis Johnson is brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealer. Let's go places. Fire Aid. Don't fight fires, extinguish them. Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. Year One Muscle Car Parts. And by the Georgia Department of Tourism and Economic Development.
Hey, you got a grown one now.
They're getting bigger and bigger.
You know what that is?
Oh, is that making a redfish?
That's a redfish, a spot-tailed bass. And what's the limit on that, Mark?
All right, red drum, 14 to 23 inches in Georgia. That's probably about a 15 and a quarter inch fish, maybe 15 and a half. The distinguishing marks here, of course, you see his shadow and the characteristics of his fish with that superimposed mouth. But look here, that spot on his tail, and check out this on there. Look at that, the iridescence blue. Sometimes it's very stark, but this is a red drum, redfish, channel bass. People call them different things in different places. But remember, in Georgia, different many other places, we can keep 5 fish per person, 14 to 23 inches. So this right here is in the keeper slot for our fish, because a lot of times you'll either catch them too small or way too big.
Way too big. I catch way too big ones. Yeah, right.
That's a sheep's head.
Oh, sheephead. This guy right here is some really good eating. Is that a keeper sheephead?
It is a keeper sheephead. I mean, pretty much anything
The teeth on that.
over 10 inches you can keep. That's not a big sheephead, O'Neill, but he is keeper size.
That's why it's called a sheephead. Goes a little toofies there. Put him away there, son. We're racking him up now.
Look at there, another redfish.
Got a red? Oh, got him. You got the redfish. You got the redfish angle. That looks just like the other one, doesn't it?
That one swallowed.
Huh?
Yeah, that one swallowed it.
That's really good eating right there. You're gonna leave with a bucket full. You really are.
The O'Neill, he tries his best. Lovable guy. I mean, I love O'Neill. You gotta eat. It's a love-hate relationship with O'Neill. Because he just don't have what it takes when it comes on hooking them fish.
Oh my God.
See there? See, he's magic. He's magic.
Well, it's nothing
I thought
but
it was a
fun.
goner.
Now,
It was
see, a
time to
lot
cut
of
the
people,
line.
O'Neill, are going to say, you know, God, I catch redfish a lot bigger now. Well, we do too. But now, in Georgia, we're forced, because of that slot, to keep fish from this length to 23 inches.
Okay.
So, you know, don't think because this is the size fish that we can keep here that we're doing wrong. We're not. Because anything above 23, we're protecting. And that's why a lot of people, when they come here to Georgia and they catch so many redfish, they don't understand why. Because once they get above 23 inches, they're getting, you know, 3-4 years old, and they're getting close to spawning age, which is going to be around 4 to 5 years old. And all them fish are protected here. Even though we catch a lot of them, we got to release them, but we'll always have plenty of redfish in Georgia. With this cork, and the reason I patented it is because I changed the whole scenario around over 10 years ago, and I molded a weight on the shaft. If you were shooting a bow and arrow and you had just an egg sinker on this shaft, think about shooting a bow and arrow and your broadhead coming back.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right? What I had to do was find out a way to straighten this cast out and make them long cast, because the further away from the boat you can catch your fish, the more important it is. The Thunder Chicken's patented, and the only way you're going to find one molded on the end is by buying the Thunder Chicken. My name's on every package, and they're made in the USA right here on St. Simon's Island. When I knew I needed to make something that would cast, and I molded that weight on the shaft, I changed it from a popping cork into a casting device, and now this free line presentation, no weight on the leader. Get this. We're in an area right here in Georgia. We have the highest fall and rise of tide, sometimes above 9 foot. And we're out here fishing with no weight. Man, most people say, oh, you can't do that. And they want to put the split shot down here. That's the old school way of fishing. Everybody looks at a cork and says, how do I put the weight on it? And they'll figure some way to put it down here to hold the bait down. Well, look, there's a lot of shrimp swimming out here right now. None of them's got a weight on them, do they?
No.
And the fish can eat them fine. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to mimic that presentation of natural. We're going to fish a light leader, and look at this right here on there. Look at the size of that hook.
It's tiny.
That's not an alt size.
Yeah.
That's a number size. Remember, alt size hooks are on the plus side of the scale, which are bigger hooks. And on the number size, this is a number 4. We fished number 4, number 6. When you put a shrimp in the water on this, it should be kicking around. And when a fish zips in there and sees that shrimp, sometimes they're not wanting to bite. But if that shrimp kicks up out of sight, and God forbid if it jumps out of the water like it does by nature,
Triggers it.
nah,
Triggers a bite.
Triggering the bite. It's never the big things that make the biggest difference. It's the small things.
I
So the
agree.
small thing is long cast, no weight, even out here where the current runs so fast. And I promise you, O'Neill, you'll see more fish. I mean, you can get them at Bass Pro Shops or bestpoppingcork.com.
Oh.
It'll
okay.
change everybody's life.
Take a trip to St. Simon's Island. make it part of your bucket list. And if you do, for fishing, for golf, or whatever the case might be sure and stay at Ocean Lodge. Look it up. Make reservations long in advance. It's worth the trip by itself. Ocean Lodge.
Oh,
You got a grown one on there?
I think so. I dug him out of that hole over there again.
What kind is he and how much does he weigh?
I'd say that's a drum,
Okay.
redfish. I'd say this one's probably 4, 5.
Okay. Ooh, 5.
He ain't wanting to show it.
No.
Show it yet.
Your record so far at weight and species is poor.
I know, right?
Well, you'll get some experience. If it were at Lanier, you would know.
Look at that.
You would know everything about it.
Look at that hook set.
That's why he was. Oh, that's why he fought so good. Got him?
Got him. Teeth and all.
You guys, the knack is that Vicky still caught more than you.
You think?
Absolutely.
How do you know? You've been counting?
Haven't you, Vicky?
I don't think I'm on the like.
Okay, you're not getting into that. You're the boss redfish guy. Slow down. What's the biggest redfish you ever caught? Or in party in your
Around
boat?
67 pounds.
67 pounds?
Yes.
Here on Georgia coast?
In Georgia.
A 67? You're not
I've only
exaggerating.
seen-
67.
On length and girth measurements, it came out around 60. I've never had another fish in that category because a redfish in Georgia in a post-spawn condition, 48-inch fish, you're looking at close to a 40-pound red drum.
Yeah.
Now we catch those. Sometimes we'll catch at 51, 52, but when you start getting up around 58, 59 inches, you're getting into lengths that you only see occasionally. But we go through hundreds of large redfish here every season. So we see a number of fish in the 48-inch range and a little above, but mostly they're going to be between 34 and about 43 inches long.
I'm a natural. Now, is all this like debris of where they've been eating?
Yeah, well, I
in the-
mean, you know, they got that yellow mouth, and look up here. You see the two snaggle teeth?
Yeah.
That yellow mouth's characteristics. I mean, that's probably a 17-inch fish. And these fish aren't actively feeding right now. We're making fish bite because the presentation is that good.
Right.
And you're doing a wonderful job.
Well, I
It's
appreciate
good
it.
to see that.
We sat through a tidal change. Water was coming in. We caught them. Slack tide, now it's going back out, and we're starting to catch fish again. Ooh, what have you got over there, lady?
It's a big old trout. Holy
Get that
crap.
net, O'Neal. Net on, don't pull him up, baby. Don't pull him up.
Ooh.
Drag him through the net.
Come back.
A gangster trout. Look at you. How about
That's
that,
nice.
David?
That's nice.
Somebody take a picture real quick.
Turned up. Can you? Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Another real good trout.
Oh man, yeah. Here, let's.
Oh, not bad. I see something just jumped out there. See it?
That was me.
Oh, you. I thought something jumped.
Are you? Well, you have got the.
Well,
You've got the touch on these big trout now. I'm telling you.
And see, that fish right there is
Ooh.
probably, what, 5 inches shorter than the one she caught a minute ago. But you
That's
can see
stronger.
there's that unweighted shrimp head. That's all that's left.
he got stronger than that other one.
But that is a nice Georgia trout. Now, see, a lot of times, David, I'm only fishing a 3 or 4
Great.
foot leader on that.
Another good trout.
They're all over that little. David, you gave that spot up too soon.
All right, come on now. Settle down.
I'm not jumping.
I'm just gonna have to, I want to be gentle, but I'm just putting the hammer down on these things now so he won't. See, that's when the, see that spot right there? That's when he's, something else tried to eat him. A dolphin, a porpoise, whatever you might want to see there?
Well, better us
He's
than
bait
him.
too.
Better us than you.
Everything eats everything else. There you go. Experienced anglers know that a buzz bait is a big fish bait. Use it early or use it late, but a lot of times it'll fade in its effectiveness midday. Wonder why that is. It's the wrong color. If you'll use a dark color, black, a dark red, a dark blue, something like that, midday for a big bass bite on a buzz bait, gosh, I'd got that big bass bait on a, it worked. Use a dark color buzz bait midday. And that's from TJ at True Turn.
We have more with O'Neill and Travis, but first, let's thank these sponsors. Your Southeast Toyota dealer. Let's go places. The Whitetail Institute of North America. Research equals results. Fisher's Choice Canned Baits. And by Tough Shed, premier builder of sheds and garages. Check them out at toughshed.com. Now join O'Neill for this week's Big Green Egg Wild Game and Fish recipe.
Cheesy mashed potatoes with grilled redfish and salmon. Is that enough for you to stick around a couple of minutes? I sure hope so, because I'm gonna grill this right on the egg. And then the next step, remember the name? Cheesy mashed potatoes fish pie. When that's done, I'll show you what's next. Mashed potatoes, fish pie, cheesy pie, mashed potatoes, everything, all at once. So you take the fish, the redfish, the salmon, right off of the egg, off of the grill. We use one of those perforated grill things. Chop this up, get it all over the bottom. Okay. Now, the mashed potatoes have already got cheese in them. And they're fully done. Spread it all out here. Then, if a little cheese is good, as always, more cheese is better. What are these things?
Chives.
Chives. But chives are good too. Then, oh, what the heck? Put it back on the egg. Redfish and salmon fish pie with cheesy mashed potatoes. Whew. Fabulous recipe. I bet you want it. O'NeillOutside.com, BigGreenEgg.com. Big Green Egg, the ultimate cooking experience. What a wonderful and different day of fishing with Mark Noble. It was for trout and reds. We've done so many things, so today's fishing was a good one.
Yeah, it was, O'Neill.
You're your year-round destination, aren't you?
That's right. Right here, if you have access to the Georgia coast, if you like catching large game fish, as you've seen on many shows we've done in the past, large tarpon, well over 100 pounds, bull red drum, 40 pounds plus, sharks. I mean, the fishing for the big game fish here is second to nowhere else really in the world, O'Neill.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the tools that he uses is what's called the Thunder Chicken. How can people find it?
Okay, well, you saw we used it today on the boat. What a great cork. The only cork that has a patent on it is the Thunder Chicken. You need to check it out. But bestpoppingcork.com.
Okay. And Mark Noble at
StSimonsFishingCenter.com.
It's on the screen right now. Do that. It'll be fun. All right, David, Vicki, you waited 2.5 years for this trip. Was it worth it?
Absolutely.
What was the day like spending it with Mark down here fishing?
Well, thank goodness for the great weather we had here. I mean, we were sweating it for 2.5 years with the hurricanes, but
Yeah, 2 times we were delayed for hurricanes.
2 times.
Yeah.
But it fared today, so I'm thankful for all the good weather and the good hospitality.
And how many did you 2 guys catch? I didn't
Oh,
catch
Lord.
any. What?
20,
No,
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I lost
20
count.
something
Well, this is a
to
television
2,
show, so it's 30 at
20 to
least.
2.
Yeah, that's something of that nature. All right, lastly then 2. What do you think about the Ocean Lodge? I'll go to you first.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Highly recommend it. It's really beautiful.
It's like a Mediterranean
It's
villa, isn't
stepping
it?
back in time a little bit.
Yes, it is.
actually.
Yes, it is.
There's so much detail to the place.
Great combination trip. Mark Noble, St. Simon's
awesome
Island.
guy.
The place is full of fish, and you got to stay at Ocean Lodge.
And the thunder chicken.
Oh,
my gosh.
Lord, we got the
Which we
thunder
are
chicken.
getting some of those when we leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks to the
So,
thunder chicken.
the next time there's an opportunity for you to enter one of the contests or drawings, David can't win, but you can.
Thanks.
He's had his. It was
For
a
the-
wonderful trip.
Thank you very
so
much.
We enjoyed it. Thank
I
you, Mark.
appreciate it.
Closed captioning is provided by Fisher's Choice, the ideal solution to live bait.